What's up,
Yo,
everybody? Welcome to the
this is
Difficult
the
to
difficult to
Please
please.
podcast. Let's
Oh,
go.
you- let's go. We got it. We
I don't
back
know.
from our mother's basement to be here.
What episode is this?
I've went
30?
through so much lube lotion. This is episode 30
30. Oh
because we are 30.
shit.
Yeah. I actually didn't think about that when we were going here.
Oh man. We're so so rusty again, but it's nice to be back doing podcast things.
It is because I actually took a break from my other podcast too. So it was kind of hard, like jumping into it again. I was like, oh, how do we do this again? Pushing buttons, pushing
No, I feel
buttons.
you. It's a tough adjustment, man. Well, obviously since we last recorded, I'm a dad now, so
I was about to say
oh
for
my
you,
god.
mine hasn't really changed.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Daddy,
my life.
drink. Daddy, drink.
What do you
Picking salmon berries. Drink.
Yeah, man. Being a dad is cool, but oh my God, it's so stressful.
Diapers stink. I don't know.
No, I feel you, man. Like it's a transition. Like it's still going, it's still ongoing without a doubt.
Mhm.
Um yeah, it's shout out to people who are working from home and taking care of their children. Like this is I'm having an easier time, but I admit because uh Rona's still on maternity leave. But shit, yeah, when she goes back to work, I'm like, how the fuck do people how did people do this for a whole year?
Dude. And like, I don't know if it's like a blessing in disguise or anything like that, but like, you don't have like, she's not old enough to be in school, so you don't have to deal with the Zoom classes and shit like that.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I'm like
Oh yeah.
at work, yeah, at work, it's just that's what the parents are complaining about. They're like, I don't get why like my daughter is like failing, and that's been like a common trend lately. Is that a lot of students are now failing school. So
Was there like what's the
yeah.
scientific evidence behind that? Because that sounds just like the kids are lazy.
Oh, sure, sure. No, no, no. I could see that. So, s- I mean, maybe this is anecdotal for now.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. So, what they've been noticing is that there are just some kids who just because they were suddenly throwing it into like Google Classrooms and stuff like that
Hmm.
and Blackboard, like they never fully learned how to do that and how to be accountable. So you're expecting a high school or a middle schooler slash like elementary school student to be accountable for their uploads to make sure all homework is uploaded, turned in on time.
Oh, I can see that. That's like
And
college level
so a
shit.
lot of yeah, yeah. So doing it
I
for
was
them
barely
doing the
doing
work
that in fucking like my sophomore year of college.
right, right. I mean, and like every time the teacher's gonna be like, "Yo, you turn this stuff at 11:59 p.m." Oh my god.
Oh man.
So
No, no, that was always like my goal. Oh shit, I gotta turn it in exactly before midnight.
11:59. Like, ooh, I'm not
11:59.
late
I'm
technically.
not late.
Yeah, so imagine like elementary and middle school kids doing
Okay, yeah, I mean,
this.
yeah, that makes
And
sense.
so,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things too. I mean, another thing too, kids are fucking lazy too. Like,
Kids are kids.
they would, yeah, kids are kids and they're at home. And when you're at home, your mindset is play. It's not focus on school. So for them to for them not to have that environment to
Mm.
be engaged in like schoolwork, it's like, it's just a different switch for them. I think it was hard for parents, but at least with parents, it's kind of like, well, okay, it took me a few months. I now adjusted from like my new work life
Oh yeah.
and stuff
Okay,
like
that
that.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes better sense because like it's easy for us because yeah, obviously we have a newborn. The she'll give us like her little tantrums, but that's the worst of it. It's not like she's doing homework or
Like
she's
she's
trying to
like, Dad,
attend.
can you help me figure out Common Core? Like, fuck
Oh,
that. Go
comic.
to Khan Academy or something.
That's that. Yeah, I'm that when she goes to school and then I know that's like further down the road. I'm just kind of like, nah, this common core
Yeah,
shit. Nah, I'm good.
it's funny because I'm like vicariously documenting COVID effects on parenting, like from one of my pharmacists who was like trying to raise her like elementary school daughter,
Hmm.
or not trying to raise, but trying to like navigate the Zoom process with her. And it's just her crying about like, I just found out my daughter who was in gate is getting all Fs. And I was just like, what? And like you just hear her on the phone like telling you like, why are you lying to me about turning in these assignments? She keeps telling me the internet's down, the internet's down. But my husband's telling me, no, I'm still at work. What are you talking about? I work from home. The internet's fine. It's just like, it's just stressful for her. She can't always be there to monitor the daughter, and the dad's working obviously, and he works from home, so it's not like he can be like, "Hey, what are you doing? Hold on, I gotta do this call real quick." You know what I
No,
mean?
I
So
feel you. Shout out.
it's rough for everybody, and it was just so funny because the other night I was watching her, and then like there was like three pharmacists like at her computer, and they're all trying to do her algebra homework.
Oh wow.
But then yeah, so they're all looking at it like, I don't know Common Core. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't know
I
Common
know how to
Core.
solve this. I know the solution to this, but
Yeah, I know how to solve this, but I don't know how to show my work or Common Core. And like only one pharmacist in my whole department knows Common Core is because that's how he thinks. Like, he's always started thinking like that. So it's just funny. He's like, "Oh yeah, Common Core makes more sense for me." I'm like, "Yeah, but to us motherfuckers, we
that's
don't know
that's
Common
like
Core."
a 10% of the population of like anyone
Right.
age like 25 and above. Well, I mean, like when it comes to COVID, like for you, what's that been like? And stay-at-home
So I
orders.
am I am okay. So yeah, as you know, California is now in a stricter stay-at-home
Oh
orders
yeah.
for 3 weeks. So after Christmas, I think when they'll start updating. But yeah, now we're actually like we're now experiencing it over at work.
Even at
Just to
Mary
catch up,
Birch.
people. Okay, so here's the thing. Mary Birch is fine. We actually just started seeing two or three COVID cases more recently. So this is our first 2 or 3 COVID cases in I don't know, like in the whole 9 months we've been quarantined, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like very very rarely did we ever have to open like the COVID OR room,
Mm-hmm.
but we like probably opened it twice so far, which is like pretty startling because like everyone is kind of still new to it,
Mm-hmm.
so everyone's kind of panicking like I think this is the process. I think this is the process.
Wow.
But what makes it crazy is that because Mary Birch is connected to
Mm-hmm.
Memorial. I don't know if I should even mention this. Is this no? Like that doesn't.
Just know
Okay.
your HIPAA. That's all. It's
Okay.
you don't
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to tell everything, but you can talk about
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
you feel comfortable with.
Sure. Like I'm like thinking like what can I say and what can I not say? But I will say because Memorial Chula Vista and Grossmont are getting
Mm-hmm.
filled up,
Mm-hmm.
is that now they're asking to borrow Mary Birch's empty floors
Mm.
to not house COVID patients, but to house like their other patients, like the ones that don't require as much care, the ones that are recovering, good to go, getting ready to get out of hospital. We're gonna put them in Mary Birch for now, even though we've already prepared COVID rooms and we've never touched them in like 9 months. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a trip. Now knowing that like, oh, other hospitals are going to us for extra beds. It's
So
like,
now you feel
oh,
it.
okay, this is kind of getting serious. Yeah, this is kind of getting
Versus
serious
like
now.
when we were doing the episodes in the beginning uh of the pandemic, we're like, we don't know how
Our
long.
life hasn't
You're
changed.
like, man, it's
Yeah.
fine. I'm not gonna take care. I'm not gonna take those discounts.
Oh yeah, I still won't take those discounts. I know Starbucks is offering like free coffee to healthcare workers. I'm like, I'm not a frontline worker. I'm number 2 on that list. Don't worry, I'm number 2 on the vaccine list.
Oh yeah, like well, here when it comes to COVID, like here in Oregon at least, because we're not as populated as California,
Uh-huh.
our ICU, oh, what do you call it? The availability has been steady, but you know, the power of exponents. It's been at like 80 something, 90 something percent here in Portland. But
hmm
yeah, I mean, it's gonna like everything with COVID, it's just gonna hit that exponent and just gonna keep going up. And
Right.
then that's why I like, I'll be in California for Christmas and New Year's. It's just I've been back and forth through this whole like process of going to California. Uh,
Uh huh.
I want to say since Thanksgiving, dude. I mean, maybe even a little bit before Thanksgiving. I'm like, the cases are going up still, and
Even in Portland or Oregon.
yeah, it definitely like not as high as California, but it's going up. Uh, but yeah, I've yeah, I just been back and forth because you go to like I've read too much news. I've consumed too much information of like, oh shit, what's gonna happen uh if if we catch it in fucking California. It's like it's just this unhealthy like obsession, man.
Jeez, yeah, it's rough. I mean,
Yeah.
have you ever thought about like what would be the criteria for you to do everything safely in California? Like, would you be like, all right, everyone's got to get tested?
Well,
Have you gone that far yet?
well, no, because I mean, well, when we've had people visit here, we've asked them to get COVID tests, and everyone's done it. But then when we're going down, uh, like Amanda's and Drew, they're not going to be there, so we're staying in a empty house. Uh, Gemma's family is they've been like basically quarantined for like the last 2 weeks. No, they haven't seen anybody outside their own immediate family.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, then that's pretty much like just the quarantine and being really like stringent on like who we see. That's why I like.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's
I did step into my first COVID room.
how I feel.
That was it was like nutty because when even like one of the cleaners like came up to me, he's like, "They didn't give you an N95 mask." I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Were they supposed
Wow.
to?" Like this is yeah. He's like, but then the case is already done. They're already cleaning, right? And you could hear like there was already like it was like already at the end stages of cleaning.
Yeah.
But then, like I was like, they didn't give you an N95 mask to come up here like to help out. I'm like, no, were they supposed to? And like I thought that that's reserved for like certain people who are actually like dealing with it real time,
Okay.
not for like people who like, yeah, it's already done, patient's cleared, they already cleaned it, and they're just like still cleaning and sanitizing it.
Hmm.
So yeah, they were just like concerned, like, oh, they should have gave you an N95 mask. I'm like, whoops, I didn't know that. He's like, at least double mask. I'm like, oh, okay,
Oh, you gotta get that double mask. Woo. Woo.
it helps. I mean,
Woo. Well,
I don't know.
just to lighten it up. I mean, uh, since what did we name? Is it the Quarantine Kings? The Kings of Quarantine?
Oh,
What are the episode we did of the first on
oh
the
God,
onset?
Kings.
Yeah, I mean, okay,
Holy shit.
and I know that
Oh,
like there's been memes like in the middle of like the pandemic of how uh if you had all the time in the world, you do this, but we did and we didn't. So I mean, when it comes to like the productivity of what uh the pandemic brought us and being at home a lot, how do you feel about like uh your goals or like what have you really worked on looking back?
oh God, if I had to reflect on my whole 2020 career, sorry, I'm trying to find and see where we had quarantine kings, but our latest episode was called Flex from Home. Anyways,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, I remember
so
that.
okay, this is gonna be like a really, really, I don't know if a long rant, but I'm gonna keep going. All right, so the first few months of quarantine, I didn't really feel it. My life hasn't really changed. The only difference was like started playing more like
Okay.
games, right? That was the only
No,
difference, and
that's all good.
and so right now I'm hitting COVID fatigue.
Mm,
Like I'm now feeling it.
mm,
I'm definitely feeling it. Not because of work, but just now I'm feeling it. But I think it's because one day I sat down, I looked around, and like, I haven't done anything this year. I'm like, in a way, I felt like I've been kind of using COVID as an excuse to like stay stationary. Like I haven't like progressed anywhere. I haven't done do anything. Only difference is I picked up different projects at work, but that's about it.
hmm.
But I feel like I really haven't been doing anything. And I sat down, I really thought about it. I was like, I really need to make a change. So I think just a month or two ago, I was just like, all right, I should. the things I said I was gonna start at the beginning of 2020, I'm really gonna follow through with it now. So what do you call that? I'm starting a new like school program on the beginning of 2021 until March, and then going from there. Like at least that's my step one kind of thing. Like I feel like no matter how many books I've read or whatever like that, nothing's gonna change unless I take a step. So I've been like feeling pretty crappy the last like 2 months, but now I think I'm finally like, all right, I'm over the shit. I should probably start moving my
No, I
ass.
feel you, man. Like,
I should have taken advantage of the pandemic. I did not take advantage of the pandemic.
I feel like
I
that's
fucking used that time just to play video
every
games.
creative person or anybody who wanted to feel productive. I think we get a redo for 2021, man. Like,
Yeah, 2020 should just be like just a
that's like everyone's gap
it's a
year.
control Z moment kind of thing, man. That's what I feel like the whole 2021 is
No,
just.
no, I totally get it.
But I
I
did
totally get it.
reconnect with like old friends. Yeah, I did connect with like a really close friend of mine. So that's it. That's like my biggest positive highlight of the year so
No,
far.
I totally get it. Like, I think looking
Actually, my second one. But yeah, go ahead.
no, yeah, looking back, like it was like because we didn't know when the end was. Like when
Correct.
the on the front end, we thought it was going to be like 2 weeks in a month, and this,
Summertime.
summertime, we're good, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then like it kept going, yeah, and I'm like I'm at that COVID fatigue too. Like I miss I miss hanging out with people, even our small network here in Portland. So it's uh it's I don't want to say it's a waste, but I feel like in terms of like creative outlets and extra things that I could have done too. Like shit, man. Like I know I could have gone harder on a lot more things because
Mm.
I knew that our baby was coming up, but I didn't. I was playing video games too. Like I was watching I was
Hey,
watching more Twitch. Like cons-
Queen's Gambit.
I was consuming a lot. Man, like speaking of Queen's Gambit, man, like that was a hard series to get through. Like I've I never been so frustrated with a Netflix series that I
Oh,
finished.
really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
I have the biggest crush on her now,
oh,
on Anya Taylor.
Anya Taylor Joy.
Biggest crush.
Um, yeah. Oh, so like, yeah,
But yeah, go ahead.
her.
Sorry.
No, no. The Queen's Gambit shit. Like, I thought it was just gonna be about chess that entire series. So like, so like, I'm watching like episode one. I'm like, oh, when's she gonna like start kicking ass in chess? Then like, oh, it's like 3 episodes of like deep backstory, or
Mm.
I didn't anticipate it. Like I'm like, oh, this is more about like the character and her kind of like uh her escapism through chess. But I'm like, bruh, like, all these promos for chess. I'm like, you're not playing chess hard. Not until like episode 3. I'm like,
Like when she gets to
bro.
high school or something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when she plays the kid with the fucked up teeth.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
man, like that was the slowest fucking series I've ever finished on Netflix. I'm like, I can't. But because like by the time it ended, I was like, okay, like yeah, this is what I was expecting the entire time, not just like backstory.
Mm-hmm.
But
I see.
yeah, what's her face? Anya Taylor Joy. Like, she just did a podcast with Pharrell, uh, on their channel, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, okay, like got me more interested,
She's,
like in her development. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Okay,
what about it?
no, because like she like the way that like she comes off uh spiritually and the way she approaches the craft of like acting, she's like on
Mm-hmm.
that same kind of like wavelength with Pharrell with like the spirituality and like kind of like the mix of new age shit. So I was like, oh, that's like because like in the interview,
Well, she is only like what 23, 24,
I
right?
don't know, dude, I don't know.
Yeah, I think she's like only like less than 25.
Because like like in the interview, like Pharrell just straight up asks, uh, "How are your dreams? Are they intense?" Like, what the fuck? Like, Pharrell, what kind of question is that, bro?
I guess those are like the most interesting interviews because like you don't expect that question. Like, what the fuck? All right, I guess.
Oh yeah, and in quarantine, I've watched a lot more Hot Ones. Like,
I haven't caught up with the latest season, but
I
yeah,
mean,
I've totally
I'm
forgot about
very
that.
like picky about like the episodes on Hot Ones. I don't like all of the guests. I don't really care
Hmm.
for some of them, but like the Jessica Alba one was pretty good. The one with Matthew McConaughey was very like informative but not funny. Uh, and then who else was funny? Shit, I don't know. I already forgot. But yeah, I mean that's
So what? So go
no,
ahead. Go ahead.
that was pretty much it. Just what consuming more, and I wish that I can do. I wish I would have taken more time to really hone in on something, on a craft or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same here. And my consumption has been. I only read like 4 books
Oh,
this
flex
year,
on them,
so
bro.
that's sorry. That's well at this time of the year, I would have already did like almost 18 plus. I did a few classes already, so I'm okay with that. So my education, like all the stuff I've been learning to learn, kind of stuff, like it hasn't been as much as I wanted to be. I need to write it down, but I think I'm only at like a combination of like 4 audiobooks, 5 audiobooks, and like I don't know, like 4 Skillshare classes or something like that. That's it. Like I would usually do more, but
No, but
this
like
year's been like super shitty.
honestly, like
Yeah,
when it comes to like that, dude, that's still
I guess it's
good, bro.
something.
Like, um,
Okay, but let me balance that out. So not only have I been like invested into like video games too, but
are you trading on Robinhood?
I no, they actually just got hit by fine recently.
I saw that. I saw that.
I'm going public, yo. Um, Speaking of which, I did make $30 today. Anyways, um, so have you heard of VTubers?
Oh shit, man, that must be on my new shit. What is a VTuber? The fuck
A
is
VTuber is Okay, think Twitch, but instead of you watching like regular real life Twitch people, you see like anime avatars.
okay?
So it's divided into like different segments. Okay, just to explain it real quick, what VTubers are, they're basically idols, like Japanese idols, but in YouTube. So they all play video games and they all either specialize in internet culture or singing or just straight up playing video games all day, every day kind of thing, right? And they're like, there are tons of them, right? There's just like a whole bunch from whole different companies and they generate so much revenue. So I was doing this like for my other podcast and one of the VTubers uh just in the first half of 2020 alone, she already made 600,000.
Okay, that's good money.
Yeah.
That's
So
a good bag.
so this so this kind of like the reason why I got into VTubers in the first place because I know it's been there since 2014, but it didn't really take off until the last like 5 years or 3 years. And then
I'm so fascinated.
Poke Pokimane did it
I
right,
thought you didn't like
but when
Pokemon.
I don't, but she always like her. There's always so much interesting stories around her, and like I'm not shaming her or anything. I'm just saying like oh, there's always so much interesting like news about geek culture around streamers.
Hmm.
So it's always like pulled me toward that direction. I'm like I've always want to know why about them. Like I'm not shaming them. I just want to know why. And like Pokimane did a VTuber like debut and people were shitting on it, saying like, "Oh, this is totally a cash grab." And I was like, "A cash grab, really? Someone like Pokemon like would do this for a cash grab?" But then when you see how much money like VTubers make over Pokemon, it's fucking ridiculous. It is insane. Like,
Are you
just
saying
in November,
difficult to please needs to be on a VTube or something?
yeah. Sadly, we need to actually be good at But the appeal of VTubers is so insane. So, for example, just a few months ago, the VTubers just like the company Whole Life just released their English cast. So there's four VTubers from America, or I think they're from America, but one of them raps. Like all of them, like all speak English, and all of them are all trying to learn Japanese.
Okay.
I think one of them's fluent in Japanese, but one of them, like one of her things, like she plays video games. She loves like horror stuff,
Hmm.
and then like she also raps. Like she's trying to make her own like rap album,
That's interesting.
but using like yeah. So but then like imagine like BTS kind of
Mm,
K-pop kind of
okay. Okay.
style beat kind of thing. So yeah. So and she alone, she made 60K in
What are we
November
doing, bro?
alone. That's what I'm saying. We need Sims. We need Sims. We definitely need Sims. I've learned so much about internet culture this year. Like I didn't know what the fuck a simp was for the longest time
Suckers
until
idolizing mediocre P.
is that what it? I don't
No,
fucking
that's
know.
really
I
that's
just
like the acronym.
oh, so it's just funny. So I really dove deep into that culture, and I never donate to any of them. I'll watch them. Like I'm like in my head, I'll be like, I wonder what this idol's doing today. Oh, I watched like a good 30 minutes of it. Okay, I wonder what this idol's doing today, and this idol's doing today, and this idol's today, and like 3 hours have passed. I'm like, what the fuck have I been doing? Like this is so stupid. And the way that they're getting popular is the same way how BTS fans make translation videos of BTS songs.
Okay.
Have you ever seen
Hmm.
like you ever seen like a
Hmm.
BTS translation video kind of thing?
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's just like that applied to like Hololive. So what Hololive basically is yeah, like I said, it's the new idols in the YouTube world. And it's just it's fucking fascinating
But is it
because they
is it
do
hosted on
collabs.
YouTube or not? On not on YouTube.
It's so the main one is YouTube.
Oh, okay.
The other ones is Bilibili, which is like the Chinese YouTube, and then some of them do them on Twitch also. But I think due to some copyright issues that they can't do it on Twitch.
Hmm.
So most of the money does come from YouTube actually.
Interesting.
So it's just like a weird fucking internet niche I've been into. And some of them got like some of them are actually pretty popular. Like this one, and okay, what's funny about these? Sorry, I'm gonna keep going for a little bit. What's so funny about these like idols is that they're in character.
Oh, so like Paris Chan, but like you do that the whole time or something?
Yeah,
Or like
yeah. Like one of them.
Hatsune, what's her face?
No, this is
Worse,
yeah, but
more
this is live. This is like she's in it. Like so they
like
have like
cosplay?
segments where no. This is live as in like it's so on your computer screen you'll see a 2D moving avatar.
Okay.
That's it. And sometimes like they'll have like 34-minute 30 like either like a whole episode dedicated to just chatting or sometimes they'll do just chatting in the beginning before they play their video game. And that's like a way for them to really interact with like
Does like
their
does
audience and
like the
stuff like that.
avatar like have like the mouth move?
Yes, it
Oh
moves. The
shit,
mouth
that
moves,
fucks
the
me up.
eyes move.
I don't like that. I don't like
Yeah.
that.
Okay,
I
so
don't like that.
no,
That's
so
kind of
this
creepy, man. I don't know if I can do that.
but this technology has actually been out for the last like 6 years, 8 years. It's
By
like
who?
something using yeah, this Japanese company. You can actually download it for free. It's a program called Live 2D. I saw it one day at like an AX thing where they're just trying to demonstrate, oh yeah, we can make 2D things move. I'm like, that's fucking weird, but okay, whatever. Then like, jump 5 years later, I'm like, oh, this is interesting now. This is going places. So yeah, like there's a whole video about how much money these VTubers how much revenue these VTubers make, and it's ridiculous. And the company is just fucking balling right now. They have to be balling right now
Hmm. Hmm.
because like if one can make 600K, the other makes 200K, the other one makes 300. You know what I mean? Like it's just like,
Put it on black, or we just go all in. YOLO. Tesla stocks. Let's go.
but then okay,
Sorry,
so
I
I guess
I've
this
been on
is
the Wall Street bets Reddit way too long, and like the Robinhood Reddit subreddit. It's like it's all just dumb shit, dude.
I was it was like Tesla stocks all day. Tesla, Tesla, Tesla.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I'm
yeah,
just opening up my investment app.
yeah.
Interesting.
It's just like the pandemic. Like, I mean, just to, like, go on with like the rants and shit like that. And what I've been into is like, yeah, not only it's like the investing part, and then I think I was reading something sometime in August why like Robinhood like skyrocketed in popularity is like because there's like no sports, there's nothing like no TV, televised like activities.
Hmm.
So like men specifically, young men are turning to like Robinhood and invest in turning investments into basically like sports betting. So I was like, oh, I see, I see.
Got it. Oh, that's not healthy at all.
Mm-mm,
That's not
mm-mm.
healthy at all. I think that's why I like public more. It's a little bit more casual. Same idea, a little more casual. I did lose $7 on Airbnb on opening, but whatever.
Well, I
Anyways,
did uh get one piece of advice when it comes to Robinhood, um, and it comes to your data, like because Robinhood's free and because they made like commission free trading like the standard across uh the platforms. Like before, I remember Fidelity, you needed to like it was like $5 per
like
trade.
100,
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
So
Yeah,
like
I
you
remember.
the stuff you do on Robinhood now, you can't do that. You know, you couldn't do that before on Fidelity, but you know, because of what Robinhood did, uh, they changed, they kind of like changed the industry. But I mean, going back to the idea that like it's free because they're selling your, you know, your data to somebody else. Uh, and I'm like, oh shit, that's true. If it's free, then you're the product, not. I was
Correct.
like, oh shit, like that's a big deal.
But then I'm wondering too. Can't these companies make money like because Robinhood and something like Public take fractional shares that they'll just bank off the income from the like the leftover shares that's not filled. Like let's say like 100 people bought Amazon stock right at
Hmm.
like $10.
Hmm.
So you being Public or Robinhood would have to buy one share of Amazon, which is like I don't know, like what 2,000 right now, almost 3,000. So like let's say 100 people bought it for like $10. That's $1,000. So Public would need or Robinhood would need to buy the extra $1,000. So they would profit from that $1,000 worth of stock from like 0.5 or 50% of the share and give the regular 50% split it between the micro investors.
Damn, bro, do you need to work with Robinhood?
Sorry. No, I use Public. That's why. So I'm just like, because I was thinking like, oh, how does this company make money? And it's like I'm just so I invested way too late. That's one thing I wish I did. With the first thing I should have done with
You sound like,
the
oh
Trump
man,
check was invested.
I feel like we've been talking about this for like episodes, investing early and shit, like or
I know.
talking
And
about
then like
financial
2 months ago,
literacy.
I just 2 months ago I just pulled the trigger. I'm like, my money's not doing anything. I can't get Nvidia graphic cards. I can't get a PS5. I'm just gonna buy stock and just see what happens. And that's what I did. So I was like money in stock, and I'm gonna take that out the moment I can get a graphic card or a
That
PS5.
shit's wild. And I remember during quarantine, I had sold a pair of undefeated uh Air Max 90s on, I think, either Grailed or Goat, and fucking uh I was like, dude, if I can sell this like 150, so 175 dollar shoe, eh, and like invest it in stocks and like triple it, I want to buy some fucking babes. and, and look at me, I don't have babes. I fucking went I went zero on a fucking on those trades.
Nice.
So yeah,
You know,
it is what it is.
do you remember that one thing I sent you about people who said before you buy that $500 AirPod, this is what you should do with that $500. And it's
Yeah, I
like
remember that.
you should just buy Apple stock instead. Let that grow for a few years. You'll make that money back plus then some.
But yeah,
That's
man,
like interesting.
you
That's
know,
interesting.
20 somethings, and not a lot of people are gonna think about 5 years, even a decade. It's
No.
really hard to think about, like, yo, like a decade ago, was finishing up college. Now I'm a fucking dad. Like,
Yeah. I think
it's
long term
yeah,
thinking is hard.
it's really hard, bro.
Long term, I think it's super hard.
And that's why, like, during quarantine, it was hard to think about like bettering yourself, or like getting, like, for me, getting better at my craft or whatever, because it was like I had those moments where I was trying to capture it, like I felt that push, but then, like,
Hmm.
it felt like too far between my kind of like spurts of inspiration and creativity. So, like, I mean, ideally, yeah, I wish I could fucking like flip my work and designs into like posters and like fucking enamel pins without any like investment capital and shit like that. But it's like, dude, well, I'm not gonna fucking do that. It's a recession. We're in
Hmm.
a recession. I have a kid.
It's a really weird recession because our economy is doing better. That's why. That's why I always tell people, yeah, that's why I have to say the economy is not the job or is not the stock market.
Yeah, you know the vibes. That's why fucking. That's why I like President Trump tried to bank on that idea, and it's like, yo, like the economy is not the fucking same as like the stock market.
Mm,
People like
they're
I
two different. Yeah.
like $1,200 ain't gonna fucking like what
Yeah,
happened.
that's 1 month
I
in
was like, what the fuck
California.
was that? So
Hmm. It was good. I mean, I think that benefited definitely people who didn't live in California. That 1.2 definitely helped people who aren't in California or in any coastal city because it's like, oh, this is good for us
oh
because
yeah,
we can.
1,200. Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
But then it's like, that was 1 month. That was twelve hundred
yeah.
dollars
Then
for
8 months
1 month.
later, kind of
Like,
thing. Yeah.
okay, like, and we're talking about 600 on this next, on the supposed like next round. Get out of here,
Hmm.
bro. Like,
You don't think 600 is good enough?
yo, I'll be on my like Andrew Yang shit ever since we did that episode on universal basic income. Like, give me a
Hmm.
G a month. I'm good. I'm good. I needed safety net, man.
Yeah, but the fiscal conservative in me goes, you should be able to do that yourself. What the fuck? There's
Oh
trains?
shit, yeah. This mic picks up everything. Yeah, still living downtown. Might move when it comes to July. More than
That's
likely
tight.
move when it comes to July. Well, I mean, like,
Okay.
you know, want to segue to the next one. Got that COVID life. What we're looking forward to next year. Gap year. Resuming. What do you got?
Oh yeah, this is like the weirdest gap year ever, right? Yeah, definitely the weirdest gap year. So like I said, so do you like? Okay, I guess I'll go
No,
first.
good.
So things I'm kind of looking forward to like next year. Yeah, like I said, I pulled the trigger on signing up for a school program for 3 months. That's it. It's a certificate. It's just people trying to battle. It's like tech companies trying to battle they're trying they're the next thing they're going to go after now is like education. So big tech's going after Valley is going after the college system.
Mm-hmm.
So that's next people they're going to. They're good to do certificates. Different tech companies are gonna be like, all right, if you have this certificate from here or here, we're gonna treat it like a bachelor's degree. Like Google's doing that with theirs. Like they're gonna say like, hey, we're gonna put out courses if if you get a certificate from one of our courses, it would be treated like a bachelor's degree.
Mm-hmm.
And their programs are like my program only costs 4,200. It's gonna go up to 5,000 next year, but 4,200 for 3 months. That and you can do monthly installments. That's that's not fucking bad at all. That's that's like buying a fucking iPhone for everyone in your family.
Well, like, I think for sorry, I fucking my light just died. I know it was like fucking like Are You Afraid of the Dark type shit. Um, for the audio podcast. Nah, I think it's smart, man. Like, if if you have the time and the finances to do that, I think you um shout out to you, because I think it's it's harder uh to justify going to college, right? And I think now, since COVID, like everyone's just doing online classes anyways. Like it's
Right,
hard,
right.
it's a hard sell, I can tell you that. Like I'm still
Okay,
saving for Amelia's fucking college, but it's
529.
or I just double down on blackjack each hand.
Because Mila's college funds. I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, but I think that's kind of like the future. I think should happen on my AOC shit is like if like Silicon Valley and tech investors like want to like what's the fucking word when you Uber, like when you trying to like break the system, what is it? Disrupt
Oh
this
my,
the disrupt
disrupt.
the
Yeah,
system, like
that's the word.
uh you I think you need to have some kind of like FAFSA, like that's because like I know for me it's like I would have taken some of those like extended unit like classes at like different colleges or like UCSD or whatever, but I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna pay, like I can't afford to do a $4,000 class on a personal loan at like 10-12%, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it was like a monthly payment. Like it's like all
If
right,
it
like
was
for
like
basically
built in.
mine's yeah, mine's like it's $140 a month for 5 years or 4 years.
I mean, if as long like the way I see it, as long as it's not
But
like
that's through a personal bank. That's through a private bank though. That's not
yeah,
personal
yeah,
like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
it's the interest rates and being able to pay that off in like a decent time. I mean, like obviously like financial aid and student debt is like is ridiculous right now, but it's that's the
Mhm.
only thing I'd see like on my AOC shit, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta make that shit accessible, bro.
Yeah, and I think product like the thing I'm doing right now does make it accessible because it's not based on grades or anything like that. It's just like we're gonna try to teach a class with 20 students. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they're not a job placement kind of thing, but they offer mentorship because like the people who are teaching these classes are full-time employees
Mm.
who are just taking their time out of the day to do it for like a few months. Like one of them I missed out on. She's the senior product manager over at Google,
Mm-hmm.
formerly at um, Microsoft and eBay, I think. So it's just like it's people who actually know like their industry. And like I was talking to one of my administrators, and he's like, it's probably better if you start pivoting using whatever you go here and go straight toward healthcare because and he started listing all like these healthcare companies. I was like, oh, you know about that? And he's like, yeah, yeah, we have other people from like, healthcare compared to. I'm like, oh, interesting. Okay, cool. So because I felt like doing like I felt like an imposter completely among us, and then
JB sauce.
I
JB
tried to
sauce.
slide at it. I tried to slide it in. I was like, "Oh way, can't keep a straight face."
We're all on our AOC shit.
Yo, but yeah, like so, I did feel like an imposter. The people at the administration office told me, like, you know what? I mean, you still have to do the hard work, but it'd be easier if you want to get into media, but still need the experience. I'd say go healthcare first.
Hmm.
And he started listening to some different companies that I was familiar with. He was like, "Yeah, you should go for these people first, get some experience, then you can branch out elsewhere." I'm like, "Oh, that makes it less scary for me now.
Oh yeah,
Definitely makes it less scary for
I
me."
feel that.
But yeah, like it's so it was funny because when you were mentioning about like school and stuff like that, um, I read this book called Think Like an Economist, and I'm following this one podcast called Think Like an Economist, and they actually dove into this issue in the beginning of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, so like one of the questions I got was like, should I even bother going to school right now if we're just learning from home? And like the guy was like, all right, well, let's think about like the cost benefit and stuff like that. He's like, do you want to take a gap year? Like, okay, let's think about the pros of taking a gap year. Where are you gonna go? Are you gonna work?
Gap here.
And he's like, well, let's think about this. You can't travel anywhere because COVID's everywhere. So there's no benefit of you trying to travel the world during COVID. Second, you're trying to work. Well, a lot of people just lost their jobs, and people aren't looking to hiring at like right now. So it doesn't make sense to find work right now. So your best option, well, it's not the greatest. Your best option is to go back to school during COVID because you're losing money in the future of not going to school by not finishing school on time. I know,
Dang,
right?
that's like
So he's
fucking
like, you
that's
probably
some
lost two
chess.
thousand. Right? He's like,
Queen's Gambit.
if you've missed like yeah, if you missed 1 year, you basically lost out on $40,000. Yeah, you're stupid.
No.
I have to like go like
For the audio
having Google
podcast, I'm
like
fucking like moving shit on top of my screen.
that shit's tight. You're fucking stupid.
Nah, no, it's good.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he basically said if you're not gonna go to school for 1 year, you're giving up, let's say $4,000, $40,000. That what could have been your salary.
Yeah, that's some like like 4-dimensional chess. Like I'm gonna say
Right.
this,
So
I'm
that's
gonna
why I
say
was like,
that. Like, oh, what's up?
so when he said that, I was like, yeah, why don't I just go to school? That's fucking stupid. This totally makes total sense for me. I should have just went to school.
Yeah, I feel like
So yeah,
I feel like in the next like uh
2021. Let's go. What's
20
Erwin doing?
fuck next year, man. Shit, man. I know I gotta get better. Oh, I gotta get better at my craft or something. Like I, I, like I want to do more like creative work, stuff that like keeps my my shit fresh. Like I don't know if it is doing more lettering and doing more of like graphic stuff and motion graphics and focusing more on like visual art, but and
Mhm.
then like I don't know, like I've been toying with this idea. I don't know if it's like real or not. Maybe doing like I don't know if another podcast or like an interview series with uh like the people who did AOC's campaign, just like that. Just just like
What?
the very niche part of like graphic design and like political movements and shit like that. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it if it's like really a thing, for if it's something I want to like pursue or whatever. But
Why you make it part of it difficult to
that's what I'm
please?
saying. Like make a whole fucking universe, man. Like via my Gary V shit. Like, yo, I'm gonna take over. Like, let's go. Like,
Yeah, we could dedicate an extra episode to interviews. I mean, didn't we talk? We talked about that originally. We talked about
hmm hmm
in the future we would like to have like like a bi-weekly or every week
hmm
kind of thing where it'd be one episode to be the chat show, the other episode would be the interview,
I mean,
etc.,
that
etc.
I think that's 2021 right there, my guy. I'm sorry, man. I see Jesus and Meryl like every week on TV, and I'm like, fuck, damn it. This is like they're like the idols of like why we're doing this shit, and I'm like, God damn. They just like did an interview with Obama. I'm like, God damn it.
But they put in years into
Yeah,
this. You know what I mean?
they put time in, and then that's where I see it. Like, yeah, they definitely deserve like uh they're reaping what they sow. Like they put the work in. I get that, and
Hmm.
it's like for us, like okay, like for me, I need to be more dedicated to like the things uh I create versus like consume. Like I too am playing a lot of video games. I'm fucking playing like watching a lot of streams and watching HBO Max series and shit like that. So
Hmm.
it's less consuming, more creating in 2021. I mean, it's difficult to please myself.
Right.
I think I hate to be the cliche motherfucker, but like, yo, like having this kid, I'm like, I see this kid's eyes. I'm like, bro, like, okay, I gotta go harder for you, man. Like, I can't just, I just,
But that's a motivator,
I
though.
know
That
it's just so
becomes your
like,
motivator. It's different.
it is honestly like I hate being cliche, but it just feels like that now. Like ever since Baby comes out, I'm like, oh, like this is a different motivation than it was uh like 6 months ago, when the beginning of COVID, like the idea that, announcing we had a baby coming, and it's like, I'm still like, la di la di da, like more about like just pushing myself.
That's like, oh shit.
Yeah, then it's like you have this baby looking at you all the time, like and taking care of wife, and it's like, oh shit, like, oh, we gotta go harder. I gotta go harder, dude. Like
Hmm.
so I mean, yeah,
This is adult life now. You're dad now. Now
it's
you know why these people work hard for their
god
families.
damn, I know. It's like I keep thinking to myself, like, how the fuck did like our parents and I don't want to turn this into a dad podcast. I really don't, but like
It should. It's the biggest change in your life right now, man. Like it's totally different. 'Cause I'm not there
I
yet,
know, I know.
but I'll talk about my thing about it in a minute. But go ahead, finish your.
No, okay. My last thought about it is like put it in perspective. Like, okay, I don't know how our parents did it. Like, our parents being immigrants, come to this country. Uh, not my parents. It was just my dad working when he was in the Navy for a long time. My mom, sometimes had a part time job or whatever. But it's like, damn,
Mhm.
like you know how do they how do they do this? Navigating a new country and fucking like having kids and shit. That's it just puts
Mhm.
everything in perspective, obviously, and it's like it's
Got
some
it.
cliche bullshit, but it's just the truth for me.
This is the reason why I don't believe in telling people what to do.
Mm.
Like people are gonna people are gonna get up one day, realize that they have to move, and I've learned this like because you were just telling me like, oh, when you look into your daughter's eyes, like it's motivating you. But then when you heard my thing about okay, something just motivated me, and I'm just here by myself with my VTubers and video games. So like so that was I don't know, maybe I'm just like so introverted that I just my whole life is really inside here. And I'm just like I sat there and I was like, damn, I should really start moving. And I just said fucking pull the trigger. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I don't know, power of introvert, I guess. But mm, I don't have like I'm pretty sure if I did have a baby or a kid or something like that or a significant other to take care of, I would be more motivated to like act faster, make smarter choices, make whatever win-win choices, stuff like that. But yeah, I don't have that. Maybe that's why I haven't done shit for the last 9 months. But
No, but
we'll
it's also
see.
the
But
same shit.
still,
I'm like, oh, dude, I just had a kid. Like, it is what it is. Like how you approach creativity or how you want to approach productivity, even. Like, I'm not gonna shit you or I'm not
mm,
gonna shit anybody else who, felt like they could have gone harder. Like, yo, like I think everyone gets the do over until we get this fucking vaccine distributed to everybody.
it's not gonna stop at the vaccine, Erwin.
Bruh, like I want to be outside. Like I want to.
You could still be a carrier, Erwin, even
I
if you
still
get
want
the
to go
vaccine.
outside, man. I want to eat. I want to have a beer in a brewery and have cocktails at a bar. Like
Same.
I'm
I'll go
s-
rock climbing again. That's hard. I miss
yeah.
that shit.
Like I miss going to the gym. Like it's kind of I've fallen off a lot because I'm just running, but I'm not running as consistent. I'm like fuck.
Did you get that COVID-19?
Yeah, yeah. I've been my weight's been yo-yoing. At the beginning of the pandemic, it was like I was heavier, and then sometime like during the latter part of summer, I lost some of it. Then I came back and I lost, get back. So I'm like at a weird maintain level. So not ideal.
Same. I did get into hard seltzers. I finally, I finally did it. I'm drinking hard seltzers now. They're so easy to drink. I like wine and hard seltzers now. That's my new shit. And this is by Belching Beaver. Belching Beaver now does hard seltzers. This is my
um,
passionate from miles away fruit and guava.
my yeah, I just can't do hard seltzers. I'm still like a snob about it. Like I can't do it right now. Like
Mm,
I can't.
better than beer. I'll tell
I'm a
you that right
fucking
now.
snob right now, dude. Like
I mean, I love my liquors and my wine. Like, I still love
Hmm.
that. But then, like, lately, I'll walk by, like, I walked by an Ichiro malt the other day.
Hmm.
I was like, oh, do I want to get that? Like, I could get an Ichiro malt if it was good for 120. I was like, I could get that. And then I walk by and I see, like, a 6-pack of hard seltzers. I'm like, oh, that's super easy to throw in and drink. Yeah, I'll take that instead. That's super easy. Ugh, it's the easiest thing to drink.
No,
It's so
no,
easy to
I
drink.
totally get it. Uh, I get the appeal. I've had it one time. I've had obviously the White Claws, but like I was like, oh, this is like it
I like
has,
sparkling water already.
bruh. I like Lacroix and all that. It's just alcoholic Lacroix, and I'm like, fuck. There's barely any flavor. I'm like, oh, that's why.
Yeah,
It's barely.
it's hinted water. Yeah, that's the appeal. Okay, I guess whatever. All right, there's a more culture stuff. Has your fashion game changed? Like, have you noticed anything different?
Um,
What do you wear now? Like, what's your new wear? What's the new brands you rock now?
I've been going harder on Carhartts, dude. Like
The
without
fuck is that?
like the hipster shit. I don't have the like the brand that has like this logo on it. So I'm officially on the Seahawks bandwagon. So I have a Carhartt Seahawks hat. Um, copped a lot of Carhartt. I have a Seahawks beanie Carhartt. So yeah, I've been harder on the Carhartt this whole pandemic. But as for my fashion sense, I'm just finding myself wearing the same hoodie, the same pair of jeans, and like pair of Stan Smiths. That's it, man. That's it.
Interesting. I pivoted a lot.
What you
I
got?
definitely pivoted a lot. I like plain clothes now. I like Everlane and Uniqlo. Those are the only two I really rock now.
You start with
Anything
yeah.
without like a brand logo, anything like that, like oh yeah, just I have like oh dude, I'm such an Everlane fanboy now. Holy shit, it's so sick. I think the only thing I really care about now is I'll accessorize with things I like. So it'll be like enamel pins and shit like that, or hats, or whatever like that. That's like my new accessories. That's my new like uh swag, I guess, is accessories. It's so weird. Like I'll, I have like a few anime shirts and stuff like that, and like I just don't have the mood to wear them. But then maybe like I just don't have to wear them in general.
No, I
So
get
just
it.
like
I totally get it, dude. I get it.
I mean, as you can tell from my wall, I collect art now, and I just bought like 3 more. So I was just like, oh, that's I like that more than wearing like art
Wearing
on t-shirts. I
yeah,
mean,
I
I'll
feel you
still
on
wear
that.
art on t-shirts, but
No,
I do like minimal design now in fashion.
I
That's it.
like
I don't like loud.
for the most part I've I wear graphic tees, but I wear them under shit like this is just a plain black basic hoodie, like
Yeah, I'll wear it over a blazer at least or
mm,
something.
yeah, I just can't do like graphic tees anymore. I feel like that's like the most grown up shit. Like I like phased out. So like some like the really cool shit, like some of the Stussy shirts I have, I bought frames like t-shirt frames from like Michaels and
Hmm.
just put them in like hang up. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, as art pieces. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I still wear my Uniqlo like my college shirt, my Murakami shirt. I still wear them like my Futura shirt, but
Hmm.
it's already cold right now. So like I'm not wearing tees by itself. I'm wearing it under a hoodie or a quarter zip. So not big deal.
I bought long johns the other day just to try them out.
Like
And like, oh,
like the
that's it.
onesie or like
It's like underwear, but it goes all the way to your ankles.
oh
It's
yeah
like boxers, but
yeah
yeah, that's it. It's tights.
yeah
It's pretty
yeah.
much tights.
They're called base layers. I'm serious. They're called base
I
layers.
don't know about.
No,
No, they call this long johns and another thing.
yeah, because like this, they sell that at Costco.
Fuck if I know, dude.
No, it's all good because like, I, when we
I'm
first
from San
no, I
Diego.
feel
When
you.
do we need
I totally feel you.
this?
I had no idea what they were fucking called. I thought they were called long johns, but they're just called base layer. I'm like, oh, I guess because
Oh,
long johns is supposed to be
interesting.
like the whole like onesie, versus like the base layer is like man tights,
Hmm.
like man leggings, I guess.
Yo, man, are sick. Especially for rock climbing, they're sick.
They do keep me warm, especially when I like run when it's hella cold. Because I don't have too many like running pants, so I still have like
Hmm.
my running shorts and the base layer. So it's just the things you
Interesting.
learn when you get like seasons. Like, oh, difference. There's a vibe. It's a vibe.
You're like, what are gloves? What are leather gloves? And why should I care? Just kidding.
Yeah, man. Like it's yeah. It's this second winter is not as bad as it was last winter, but it just because we've been inside the entire time, like quarantining and social distance. I'm like, ah, fuck, dude. I'm COVID fatigue. Looking forward to 2021 uh, vaccine getting, I guess, closer to normal or closer to something better.
Hmm. You're getting a vaccine, right?
um, yeah, whenever it comes through, like, I don't know like what my
Mm,
priority is. So I'm assuming I'm gonna get a vaccine. What, next summer?
probably, yeah.
Well, you work in
Because they
healthcare.
asked,
You're probably gonna get it like in February.
well, probably. So it's funny because a lot of people at work are very hesitant to take it. And I mean, a lot of people are kind of like political too. And I mean, that's the human nature of it. But then, like, someone asked me, like, so are you going to take it? I'm like, my personal opinion is that I'm still kind of worried about the vaccine because it's just went through way too fast. But I'm still going to take it because it's not about me. It's a public health issue.
Yeah. Well,
So
especially
that's why I'm taking it,
yes,
even though I'm reserved about it.
yeah.
Yeah. No, because you cannot force people to take vaccines.
Well,
Like
even
even like at
in
work,
healthcare,
even the flu vaccine. Hmm.
you have to volunteer. Like, I
Because
want it.
right, right. Because even in healthcare, like you can opt out of the flu vaccine, but you have to wear a mask for 3 months. So like wearing a mask like every day, it hasn't been new to us, but like we have the right to not take the vaccine, and our employer can't make us do that.
Hmm.
Schools can because that's a public institute, but that's something different. But yeah, I'm taking it. Like I said, I'm hesitant about it, but I'm still going to take it because I believe it is beneficial to public health. That is why I'm taking it because it's not about me. Public health isn't about my wants and my needs and my greeds. So that's it. So
Shout
remember,
out to you.
taking it. Yeah, yeah.
Let's go,
Remember,
Dr.
taking the
Anthony
vaccine is
Fauci.
not about
Let's
you.
go.
No, 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 no. I actually, no. It's not that. Mm. Take your vaccines. Wear a mask. Drink a lot of water. Don't touch your face. Wash your hands, asshole.
And that's where we're at.
And don't use all your Vaselines on your hands on VTubers.
I'm so done. I'm so done, bro.
All right, let's
Let's
wrap
wrap
it
this
up
shit
then.
up. I don't know. We've done a lot of 2020 talk, COVID talk.
Yeah, I'm done talking about COVID.
Me
I want
too,
to like
man.
jump into like new cultures next year. Like I
Me
want to talk
too.
about how fucking Quibi went straight to the floor. I want to talk about how the streaming wars are gonna like go into full on effect next year with Disney releasing what 53 new titles, and then like Time Warner, HBO's like we're gonna have a war with the movie theaters, and we're gonna like
Yeah.
release
Yeah.
everything simultaneously.
Oh my
And then I
god.
want to see what, right? So like there's so much interesting stuff that's going to
Mm-hmm.
be happening culture wise next year. I'm super excited about. Like I want to see if AMC and Regal's crash to the ground and Alamo takes over. Like that's
Mm.
what I want
I
to. I
yeah,
want to see
yeah. I
all
want
that
to.
stuff.
I I guess I that might be the surprise of this episode. Where like this is the last episode we want to talk about COVID, like specifically.
Yeah,
I so
I'm done
I
talking
don't want to
about
talk
it.
about
So,
COVID, man, because everyone's talking about COVID, and it's like it's fatigue. It's fatigue
I
just to talk
know.
about it.
So let's end on like some good notes. Like so, list off some positives of 2020 real quick for you.
besides my kid. Um, Positives, man. I still got a job.
Hmm.
Didn't get sick. Uh, I'd be on my Thanksgiving shit. Like, yeah, man, I still got my job. Didn't get laid off.
What are you thankful for?
Man, thankful. Oh man. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm like mad. It's like mad basic, but I'm like, yo, like I
That's enough.
2020 just like got everyone back to basics and like on that kind of like what
Marie Kondo for real this time.
it's like for reals. Marie Kondo your life.
Yeah.
Man, what about 2020? Positive notes. What you got? What do you think about?
Positive notes. So, video games, not positive note, but me, the fact that I reconnected with like a really close friend that I lost a while back, or not lost,
Be
but we
nice,
kind
be
of like fell
nice.
apart in camping. So that's a good thing. I decided to get my ass up and finally enroll into something. Second, big thing. Then third, I started doing more stuff at work. Like I took on two projects at work, so that's really like made me feel better about going to work now. So that's been really interesting. Bu- 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 there was another one other than VTubers and my money being drained into Vaseline and KY
Oh
jellies.
boy.
Just kidding. But yeah, no, that's pretty much it. I mean, in cleaning more, I've been realizing there's a lot of stuff I shouldn't be caring about, and I've been like, I'm not out trying to like fucking up my fashion game all day every day anymore. It's always been the same undershirts and same socks the last 9 months, and the same sweats, same sweats. Oh yeah, and I started streaming on Twitch, and I actually could qualify for um
Affiliate, affiliate, affiliate,
yeah, I can
affiliate,
actually I can
affiliate.
apply for affiliate now.
There you go.
Yeah, so
There you go.
I don't know, but that's not going to be like a real thing for me. That's just probably just going to be a way for other people to kick it with me, I guess.
No, it's all good.
That's about it. So
It's all
I've
good.
had it. I've had a pretty interesting 2020 year. I wish I did more, but that's just me. I'm one of those people who feel like I feel like I could always do more. That's about it.
No, it's all good,
But
man.
I guess writing it down helps. Saying it out loud helps because you realize, oh yeah, I guess I really did do this, this, and this. So
Yeah, totally
mm,
fine. Totally fine. Well, we'll save our other segments and going back to over under and
mhm.
things we're hyped on another time. This is like fuck COVID. Let's get back to
Yeah, this is our gap
it's
year.
like
Okay, this is the gap year.
fuck COVID. Let's get back to normal or something better because this is not it. I don't. This is not it, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm ready to be raunchy as fuck again. 2021, let's go. I'm gonna get into like a bunch of Parker sets, Doom all at once. Let's go. Talk about culture. Talk about
Talk about
fashion.
culture.
Talk
Do
about
this on Twitch. Can get the difficult to
do
please
this on
Twitch.
Twitch.
Start our own
Hell yeah,
difficult to
see you in
please
Among
server,
Us.
Discord server.
And fuck the new like Among Us meta, man. I'm not using Excel sheets anymore. Those people are crazy as fuck. No, no, no. I don't play Among Us like that. I play drunk and I play with friends. Mm, just saying.
All right, bigger things,
2021 is gonna be the year.
bigger things, better things. Moving forward, 2021. Let's get it.
Done
Get
about
it.
COVID.
Let's get
All
it.
right,
We're
everyone
done.
stay
We're
safe.
done. Stay safe. We'll see you next
Peace.
year.
See you next year. Peace, peace, peace.
Peace. Peace. Peace. Peace. Peace. Peace. Peace.
Peace, 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 peace with you.
You gonna play? Are you gonna play the outro music, or you just just,
I
just
guess.
playing as a real kind of?
Uh, uh, uh.
All right. Stop recording.